Welcome, welcome. Blackbird. This is a tune that is very popular to learn, and there's a million videos on how to play it out there, and another million conflicting or even accusing the other ones of being wrong. I'm going to show you how to play it the wrong way, but I'm going to try and make it your way. So if you're not super interested in getting really uptight about whether it is exactly the way that Paul McCartney played it, then join in here. To the post, there should be attached a copy of this chart, so you don't have to stare at it. I'm just having it up for reference sake. And I will upload a PDF of this song as well. And the next part will be like me playing a chord and melody version of this on 7-string guitar. But this is one that's going to be transferable to 6-string guitar. So all you have to get used to is you have to get used to it not looking quite right. So whenever I go to play something here, remember that that's my 6-string, your bottom string, right? So having said all that, I think the first step with having success with this tune is having my mic higher. Okay, is learning the stops along the way. I'm going to see if this camera looks. First of all, I got to turn off this. I don't need to change cameras on me automatically right now. So I'm just going to go over here and let's see. Yeah, okay, so you can see my guitar very nicely there, and my exotic background with the lens flare going on there. Okay, so we want to learn the stops along the way, for lack of a better term. Now, most people know, a lot of people know, I shouldn't say most, I shouldn't say everybody, but lots of people know how this thing sort of goes, and I'm here to say we're going to sort of learn a lot about it. What most guitar players, certainly my students, get a little bit hung up on is the right hand part, what we're doing there with its finger style, what's exactly going on there. And I'm not going to worry about that. I'm actually going to have you do this. Let's worry about the left hand, the shapes. There are very few shapes. It's just about mobility and moving around. Very few shapes. And we can count them out. All right. So the other thing when you're looking at other charts, and we're just going to go with my chart here, there's one typo that I'm going to point out. It has to do with, I'm just going to say mistake, but a lot of the versions that I see, they take a couple of chords and they overname them. That's what I'm going to call it, overnaming. I won't say it's wrong. I'll just say it's overnamed. All right, so the first one is G. And this G is done by playing the G note with your third finger, I'm going to say, on the third fret of the 6th string. Again, this is a 7-string guitar. And playing the open B and open G strings here. But I'm just going to get you to worry about whether you're playing like I am, hybrid, or whether you're using finger style. So pick and a finger or thumb and a finger. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to play my low G and my second string B. That's your first chord. I'm not going to worry about the yet. You can worry about that in your own time. Second chord that shows up is going to be A minor. Now, I'm calling it A minor 7 on the sheet because it has an A, has the C, which is the third, and it has a G, which is a 7. So we're going to call it A minor 7. There you go. So my pick, or your thumb, is playing the 5th string, and I'm playing the first finger on the C note. Then I'm playing this G over B. Why is it G over B? Because if I put my finger over here, I got a G chord. I'm just playing this G chord from the B up, and the two notes that I'm playing are my second finger on B and my pinky on the D note on the 2nd string. Alrighty, so the fingering is third finger, first finger lone, second and fourth. Don't avoid using the pinky. And then I'm going to move up here to the 12th fret, where my pinky is going to be on the 12th fret, and my first finger is going to be on the G note, which is on the 10th fret of the 5th string. So that's a pretty familiar sound. I think most people know this. So the finger changes are I'm playing my third finger, my first finger alone, my second and fourth, and when I move up here, my first and third. Now I'm going to call this a G chord because it has a G note and a B note, and then it also has that G string built in. But another way you can look at it, if you know your bar chords, is a lot like this G chord here, only we're just playing these two notes. All right, so G, A minor 7, G over B, another G. Then we take this exact same shape and we move down to the third fret, so I'm playing a C and an E here. All right, haven't changed it. So it's 1 shape, 2 shape, 3 shape, 4 shape, same shape. Okay, now the next chord is one that gets renamed very, very often. To me, this is an A7 over top of C sharp. But too many books that call this a C sharp diminished triad, which is also kind of true. To me, that's A7. Why is it A7? Because there's a C sharp and a G, which are two notes from an A7 chord. And I feel like I want to go in and rename those. Maybe I think I'll redo this chart and write it out properly. Because because everybody comes to me with their just in guitar versions of it, or their Ultimate Tab or chord Songster or Chordy, and they overname the chord. But anyway, so that name is like that C sharp diminished. I'm going to call that A7. Why is it A7? Two reasons. One, it has the C sharp from an A chord, and has the G from an A7 chord, and next chord coming up is D. So it sounds better than a D chord. So we're going to call that A7 over C sharp. Then this very familiar C chord. And this next one, again, this is going to be a B7. Oh no, it's a kind of funky B7 because we need that. So technically it's a B7 sharp 11, which is probably why a lot of people avoid calling it that and call it just D sharp diminished. And then we're going to an E minor chord, which I'm going to play with my first finger and my third finger. So that whole phrase is first and fourth, second and first and fourth, second and first. And then if you're thinking ahead, second and fourth. And that's our E minor. And that B7 sharp 11 goes to B, that E minor very nicely. And then our next chord, and this is why we wanted to think ahead, that we have our second finger here, because now we have our first finger here to play the E flat chord. Again, I can't remember all the different variations I've seen this called, but it's not E minor major 7 over D sharp. It's not that. It's just E flat. And then I'm dropping it down 1 fret to go to D, back to our A7 over C sharp, and then we're going to a C, and this is just C minor, to our familiar G over B, to our another A7, which gives some credence to calling those chords C sharp diminished and stuff, because then, well, which A7 we're talking about. But this is the only A7 we got to worry about. And then to the, you can either think of it as D7 suspended or D minor, no third or whatever. But it has the D. You play the D string instead of the A string, instead of the A note on the fifth string, and you're playing. Coincidentally, you're also playing that G, so part of that chord, all right, and then we're back to G, and then you just repeat the thing again. So that's that part there. That's part one. Just to getting that part together. The other part is the time signature, because it's a Beatles tune, so it changes time signatures quite a few times. So the first bar is in 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. This bar is in 4. 2, 3, 4. Then it's in, actually when you're doing the intro, 1 and 2 and 3. 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3. Right? So then you have your intro is the same thing, just play it. And then we're in 4 for a while. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and you can think of that as being like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I've seen the next part written out as 6. I'm gonna make it as 2. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and the rest of it's in 4. Right. All right. So going over it in time, so to speak, I'm just going to count it as it gets played. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Hope that makes some sense to you. And then we have our bridge, which again we're going to use the same shapes. We're not. There's going to be a different place. So the bridge starts on F. So the F is this exact same shape we've already used a bunch of times. F, E minor, D minor, C, B flat, C, F, E minor, D minor, C, B flat, A flat, D minor, and then we're back to the basic theme again. So the counting, the shape is F like an F chord, E minor like an E minor chord, D minor like a D minor chord, C and B flat, just the same shapes we've already encountered. And then the counting is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that sounds very familiar at that point. And then those same shapes just come back to haunt us to play different parts of the song. Like we're hanging out there going, I think to the part where we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But it's basically the same, those same shapes, no new shapes are introduced. Okay. All right, so I hope that now you can listen to it and go, oh, that he's not playing it like the song. And I'm not trying to play it like the song. When I play this, I actually play this very differently. I play it like I use the intro as an intro, and then I start playing it like right. I might play. And then I play, instead of playing the B here, I play the B here, which we'll get into. I'll do a different video using this intro and playing a chord melody version of Blackbird that is nothing like the recording. Nothing. All right. I'll fade out on the chart.